Enlighten Soul family. This is another personal connection YouTube video. So I had such a lovely response of so many requests of doing these personal connections. I'm going to carry on for the next few videos, completing the list of people who asked for them. I really honestly believe from the brilliant feedback I'm having, this is not just that you're very welcome to watch these, even if your list that we put up at the bottom of each of these videos down in the comments field below, even if your name is not on it, I do encourage you to still watch these, because so many people are coming back with the feedback that they feel as if such and such a body's reading is partially or entirely for them too. And I'm offering these just because I am a true believer in love and healing and positive vibes, and I live my life that way. And I just think at this time, with all this virus and everything that everybody's going through, just little snippets of personal information from your higher self, just to help you in a few moments, hours or days, or even during the whole thing. It's just might be of help. And at the least, for some people, it's entertainment, apparently. Whichever level it works for you, then, you know, I'm happy to provide. So I'm going to carry on YouTube for a little while, and then we are going to do some Facebook lives as well with regard to this subject matter, so that I can let you know when the lives are going to be, and then you might want to actually join me on a live session for your particular reading. So let's see how that one goes in addition. So today I'm also going to pull you a card personally as well, because sometimes actually hearing the same information but from different avenues really assists us in getting clear. So this first one is for Miriam M. I'm trying to do some well, just being very careful about full names coming out here, so just trying to keep your personal details as private as we possibly can on this very public arena, Soul family. Okay, so Miriam, your cards come up as the White Raven Spirit. This is out of the pack by Colette Baron Reed, the Spirit Animal Oracles. And the message on that, on the White Raven Spirit, says, trust in the magic. Okay, so in future I'm going to do the cards at the end of our little mini reads, but Miriam, you wanted yours now. Not wanting to wait for that one, so there you go. Okay, let's have a little connector and see what your higher self is. Okay, so the first thing that your higher self is doing is presenting you with a daisy. It's quite a small daisy. It's almost like the ones we have, you know, not the big daisies, but like daisy chains, daisy flowers. So I'd look up the spiritual meaning of daisy to see what that brings you. So you're coming in from the cards and the flower meaning of nature. There's a huge calendulas coming up as well, as something that you might, you need to have near you or on you in some way. You need to have near you or on you. It's a calendula, bright orange, gorgeous, vibrant. It's producing quite a nice rhythm and quite a nice sort of flow of energy to you. It's very soothing for you right now. So calendula is also coming up, which is brilliant. And so on the subject of magic and energy and healing and vibrational essence, there's a lot of your higher self messages at the moment, which is talking about expansion of the field. And the fact that at the moment things are a bit prickly and they're a bit sort of kind of like too close. They're a bit like coming in like that. I'm getting a feeling of constriction and prickly and like that. So these sort of emotions that are going on. They're coming from like your solar plexus area and, you know, your sacral area. So those two chakras on your self-healing are majorly important right now. So if you can get some healing energy going on those, that would be amazing. And the intention to use while you're doing self-healing or asking others to do some healing for you there, Miriam, on those two particular chakras, the intention you want to give yourself to use is, I invite the ray of indigo. I invite the ray of indigo to come in and free me. Okay, so there's an indigo ray that wants to come in and actually add to the mix that you already are, just to start to bring some soothing calmness and yeah, clear the field. It's almost as if there's like bits and bobs and here and there, and you're not to rush this. You're in a bit of a rush at the moment to get things sorted. It's like, let's do it. So it's almost like, actually, if you can take one thing at a time and get the full value out of it, really go into the depth of the full value of each and every prickly bit that's around at the moment, and find the seed of that, find out the message of what's underneath that, and then adjust to that new information and move forward in that way. It's almost as if you'll get faster to your route forward to this open, amazing plateau of energy that's like, oh, you can breathe in and it's very cleansing and very nourishing, very nurturing, superb energy that you can, I know you can sense it being there and it's coming, but it's almost as if the field of energy around you really wants you to kind of like delve into that prickly bits and just find out what the blooming hell's going on, actually. You know, the seed of things. And then once you get like aha moments and get to the seed of all of that, it kind of just by bringing it into your awareness, it's like boof, gone. You don't have to sweat over it, do things with it. It's like it's inviting you into the depth of inquiry, finding the seeds of these prickly bits or constrained bits or bits. And once you've done that, it's almost like clearing out your cupboards and then cleaning it. It's almost like, yeah, they're giving me an analogy that, you know, if you've got a kitchen cupboard or a craft cupboard or something cupboard and it's full of stuff and it's a bit dusty and you're taking all the stuff out, and you're about to put some new stuff in there and you haven't cleaned the cupboard, you haven't cleaned your hands, you haven't cleaned, the space hasn't been prepared properly for the new stuff to go in. So your inquiry, your depth of inquiry, you're so wide and so amazing at stretching your energy out. They're like, no, we want it to be, these pricklinesses are coming as a provision for you, and lots of other people watching this are going to get much benefit from this, and you guys that are feeling this and resonating with it, you do this too, please, before rushing through it and rushing past this uncomfortable feeling. Just go into that. Don't be afraid of going into that uncomfortable feeling. You've got loads of courage, Miriam, so you can dive in straight away, but you're helping here because this is providing a message for other people. Don't be frightened of that. All feelings have a message for us of some description. Go into that, go into the depth, find the seed, and poof, it alters the prickliness into something smooth and luxurious. So have fun with that depth stuff at the moment, Miriam. And then your next stage is like this. It's, I don't know, it's like, if you look up Utah salt flats, it's kind of like a, oh, itchy nose news coming. And it's like, that's one of my old family comments, itchy nose news coming, itchy bum surprise to come. Another one. Is another one actually. The Utah salt flats. Miriam, if you look at that, it's where the sun, the light is shining so brightly off the white land, It produces a beautiful haze of potentiality. That's the sort of plateau that you're moving towards. Okay, sweetheart. Hope that's some help. These sayings that we're brought up with are great, aren't they? Actually, what sayings were you brought up with in your family? I'd love to hear about those. Please, please, please come on, join in. Scroll past all those videos down below and put your sayings, your family sayings that you were brought up with in the comments below. So I've got itchy nose, which means news coming. And it even went down to left for love, right for spite, about the news that are coming in. And itchy bum, surprised to come. So what have you got? What were you brought up with? Scroll right down past those videos at the bottom of this, and then there's a comments field down below, and fill it in. Let's have a little bit of fun with this one. Come on, it'd be great. Go on, you've got loads of time now. Okay, so my next person to be of service to is Mosi A. Okay, this one's for you. Right, your higher self is requesting quite strongly that you go outside. You get outside and you supply yourself with a part of nature that sounds, it feels to me, I have a bench outside my house, and either side I've got 2 aces, and the acer trees to me provide, you know, that when the light comes through the acer trees, it transforms it into something else. It transforms the light. A lot of our indigenous trees, they bounce the light off, whereas acers are so fine and graceful that the light sort of kind of transforms as it goes through it. And so I'm seeing you with it's grace that you're asking for. Okay, so your higher self is asking you to put yourself into an environment in nature that provides that inner grace that you naturally have. It's in your inner core. So it's serenity and gracefulness and smooth running. So I'm seeing sort of like wispy, long, tall grasses and an acer type of trees compared to others, and a bit of room between each object of nature, so it's not crowded in, and yet it's an area where you feel safe, an area where you feel you can contemplate yourself within this bigger picture. It's like there's a lot going on in your mind and a lot going on in your heart at the moment. So you need a different perspective. And by going out into nature and providing yourself with this graceful serenity type of environment, it's like whispers in the wind rather than howling hurricanes. It's something that you need always throughout the whole of your life. And you've had snippets of it here and there, but you haven't really had the complete, whatever level you're at of accessing that. Your higher self is saying there's so much more of that for you, so much more of that for you. And you've been in situations in the past where you've had to kind of like defend, so go into quite a battle type mode, whereas your inner core, your soul signature, is something quite the opposite. You can do that, and you can have the courage, and you can have the tenacity to do all of that. You know that. That's like sure, but your soul wants you to actually refresh now, re-nurture, drink from the well of spirit. And at the moment, it feels very changeable for you. It feels like beyond this field of, it's like we're getting steps into it. Mostly, it's like there's this first field, which is the one I've just explained, to do with nature. And then there's another field beyond that, which feels full of colour. It feels like you're it feels like you're wearing bright materials and you're creating things with materials, and there's a real, you're using your hands a lot, which is why I'm doing this. There's a lot of gathering of the resources, and it feels very creative. It feels like a field that's just full, pregnant with creation is actually how it feels. Very pregnant with creation. So that's the field that's after this, but you can't reach that one properly because it's all in the mind at the moment, and that needs to drop down through your breath into the heart and the belly. So that'll come, it'll come. Just take your time with that. But the first step, it's like, can't get to that one really clearly and as deeply and as easily as you want to until you've done this other thing. So grace and serenity is your doorway into more creative stuff. But if you're using that first doorway as a way just to get through into that other stuff, it's not going to happen. It's like you need to kind of like just chill with it and access that through that serenity and graceful part of you. And it's inspiration from nature that'll help you find that. And then you can easily go into almost receive mode rather than actively go out and find it. You go into receive mode that helps to soothe and smooth all of your energy. And then you can access this other stuff like really easily. Okay, so your card then is Wasp Spirit. Okay, sometimes life stings. It's number 64. Okay, so this feels, in summary, about what we've been saying. Wasp Spirit's always about the fact that you've had stings in life. You know what they're like. They are painful. They hurt and they're irritating and you get disappointed, but they pass. And in fact, wasps come to eat other insects too. They provide sort of strength for the plants in many ways. And so despite what you've been through, despite what this is, there's strength of nature coming through beyond that. You want a second one. So beyond the stingy bit is Badger Spirit, number 4. Be fearless and be bold. Now I feel like you've been that anyway, and to me it's more of a case of that's for you. Be fearless and bold in your inquiry of grace for yourself rather than others. It's not about providing all of this for other people all of the time. This is for you now. And finally, your third card is the Vulture, which says nothing is ever wasted. This is really, really important for you to accept and understand that everything that's happened in your life is a treasure for something else that's coming. It's like a learning, it's wisdom. It can be converted from pain and trauma into wisdom. A wise one. Hope that's of help. Okay, my next connection is with Heather M. So this is for you, Heather. Okay. Positioning. All right, Heather, your higher self is talking about positioning. So first of all, you showed me a piece of string that you're tying in a knot, but you haven't pulled both sides yet to complete the knot. You've literally you've got, what you showed me was a piece of rope and a circle, and it went through as in a knot, and then the rest of the rope, but the knot is still open. So you have got everything positioned, everything's in place for this to be tied off and completed, your new decision in your new way, but you haven't yet pulled it closed so it can actually be actioned. When you have pulled it closed, so made this decision final, you then showed me like an office chair and a desk, and you were not happy with this office chair and you were moving it out the way and you were bringing one in. There was a rolly chair and that had bright colors on it. So you're obviously changing office furniture. Oh, guys, things are amusing me so easily today. You're just going to have a real bunch of patience with me. Oh, dear. You know, when you get up and you've got that thing where things tickle you, and it doesn't make any sense why something's tickling you, but it just does tickle you. Well, that's what I'm sharing and transmitting today. Oh, well, okay. So, yeah. Time to tie off that old job and work with something different, and to create that beautiful chair that you want to position in life so that you can actually be all of the colors that your soul is. All of the aspects of your personality can be brought forward. This other chair was like you know, one of those plastic gray, dark graphite gray ones that like are a bit immovable and really make your bum go numb, into one that's very upholstered and cushioned and loads of colours and really comfy. And I couldn't actually see a desk with the new one, just the coloured chair, no desk. And so there's a big transition here, but so everything's in place, Heather. Everything's in place. The universe is just waiting for you to pick up those two sides of the rope, pull it, so you've made a knot, you've made a commitment, you've closed it off so that you can begin anew. One more step and you're there. Right, they don't want to give you any more right now. They're saying come back to me when you have done that, if you want to do that. If that's right for you, the last bit of action needs to be taken, and then after that, come back to me and we'll see if we can do a little bit more of the read. Okay, so your card for today is number 57, Squirrel Spirit. It's absolutely perfect to go with the read, and it's believe. Yeah, believe in yourself. Woo. See that one? Believe in yourself, Heather. You can do it. Thank you, darling. Okay, so this next one is for Chris C. Okay, Chris, let's see what your higher self is wanting to share today. Oh, I'm hearing loads of things. Chatter, chatter, chatter. Okay. Oh, okay. There's so much information coming through all at the same time here. I'm having to prioritize the one thing, and that's the message, really. It's like prioritize the one thing, go with that, complete it, really enjoy it to its depth before you pick something else up. When you step out of your house, they're showing me, Chris, that when you step out of your house, on the right hand side are some trees there, tall trees, the tallest ones. And they're asking that you go outside and you listen to the whispers in the wind. It's like spirits coming through, whoever is coming through with lots of different types of messages for you. And there's so much coming in at the same time, and so loud, and so like, wow. It's not easy to define one from another. So it's like they want you to get really adept at listening to one thing at once for some time. So this is like school exercises, school of intuitive development and wonderful stuff that you're a natural at, but they're asking you to actually get even better at it and get the detailed information by closing out all the other stuff and listening to one voice, one at a time. And it's the element of wind that wants to actually talk through the trees with you at the moment. There's also a gentleman around you who lived with you where you're at, and his spirit is around majorly at the moment, and I think we'll pick that one up privately. Okay, that feels different. I'll do that one privately. If you're interested in what's going on there, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just put it out in the ether, because you know anyway. But for some reason, he's come through to me as well, and he just wants treble confirmation that you got big company there. More than usual. Okay, that's lovely. Oh, your card, Chris. I just got so involved with that. It's like a big warm blanket all around me. So warm blanket coming around you. Like, completely cocooned in him, really. Completely lost my track. Oh, bloody hell. Vulture Spirit. Just pulled this one for Heather. I'm not very good at doing this on this. There you go. Okay. So Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. I love that card, actually. I love it. I love the fact that whatever we've been through, whatever the crud crap poo has been, it's like that there's, well, I suppose that's manure, really, and things grow really well in that. So in the same way, it's like good things come from poop. I'm well aware this spirit is not going to suit some people today. And if I'm irritating, you just press stop and go do something else. It's like the angel of joy, you know, that mischievous one that comes in and you start laughing at things that are really inappropriate. Well, that's exactly what's with me today. So oh, thanks, Chris. So that's useful. Okay. Oh, moving on to Hannah S. Okay, Hannah, let's see what your higher self is saying. Oh, what fun. Yeah, okay, right. So your move is on your boom. First thing, your move is your new home. The move to your new home is paramount in your mind at the moment, and it's saying don't settle. Oh, sorry, you're really loud today, Hannah. Everything's loud for me today. Don't settle. Don't just settle for oh, that'll do because it needs to be in a certain time scale. Don't settle. The big message today is don't settle. Go for the one with the most light. Big, you know, I've just seen one with Nasty recently for you, which had the right quality of light majoritively. So you need light. So for this next move, it needs to be light. The feeling of light, it might be, rather than big windows. It might be big windows rather than the feel of light. But light is your number one priority. Whatever you've got written on your list as you shop round for your new place, it's light, 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 light. And please don't go anywhere that doesn't have that light. You're coming out of a cocoon and you need to take a breath like I just did then. It's like a cocoon. You've been in those sort of places. Now you're going to go And that's what you need. You need to come out and play and woohoo, be seen and get jiggy with it. Oh my God. So no settling. Okay. So your card is the koi fish spirit. It's number 36. And for you to know, as you make room for this move of your new place and your new place to live, your new home. It's a home, not a cave. It's a home. And the words with that is, there is always enough. So that's obviously to do with money, I feel. And it's like worry of being in a certain bracket. The light is more important. The light is more important. There is always enough. Okay, darling. I'm sure you'll be in touch if you're confused about that one. But I think it's really clear. Okay. So if you need more clarity, let me know. This is great. Okay. Thank you, Hannah. Next beautiful person who's asked for a connection is Jenny WH. Okay, so Jenny WH, this one's for you. Let's see what your higher self says. Okay, Jenny. Right, so your body is asking you to take care of the foods that you eat. So your body's asking for a different sort of nutrition. So that's number one. It's gone straight for the body. It's gone like, it's almost like you need to eat more rather than less, but it needs certain food groups, and your higher self is saying, you know, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about here, exactly what I'm talking about here. So hopefully you'll agree with that. But different food groups, it's like, same, needs some different input, some fresh approach, something different, and more of, and nutrition based. So that's the first thing it's coming up with. Your higher self then said straight away, stepping out, taking a breath. You need to be outside more, and you need to take a breath and lift your head up. Sometimes when we go around like this, just as a general one actually, and this is general, this isn't you per se, Jenny, but it's just like generally humanity, when our physiology says a lot and helps with our moods and stuff. So when we're actually in a position where we've got a head down and we're walking around like that and we're only looking at the floor, then it produces those moods. You know, it's not easy to be really happy in this position. But actually, if we go in a position where we're a bit more shoulders down to the back, opening our hearts, chest out, looking up a little bit and smiling, that automatically produces certain chemicals in the brain that helps with your serotonin level and helps with your mojo and your energy levels and your happiness. Feels like you've got lots around you in your life, people who love you, love you, are majorly loved, both on this side of the plane and in the spirit world. You are majorly loved. Now's the time to let even more of that love in. So go into receive mode a bit. It'll help if you go outside, go and have some walks about the place. Nature, but open spaces is what you need. You need more open spaces so that you can see further into the vistas and feel like you can breathe a deeper breath. So yours is nutrition based, because that's affecting your mood. Moods as far as, do things that bring you joy, and don't put any pressure on yourself to do like loads of stuff all the time. It's none of that. It's not like, right, we've got to go and we've got to work at this. Kindness is definitely the way. I put a YouTube video up, with times I haven't got a clue, but it was to do with the energies. I put one up at the beginning of each month to do with the general energies of the months. And I put one up at the beginning of the year in January to do with the year's energy. So have a look at the one at the beginning of May, because it's all about kindness and gentleness. And that's what this month has asked us to do. So if you can actually move forward with that inquiry about the food and the open space and your stance and providing lovely, yummy, yummy things around you, about your environment, is it clear enough? Do you need more stuff in there? Do you need more candles? What is it you need? Get clear about what your needs are and self-provide those, but put it through the filter of gentleness and generosity to self and kindness. Yeah. And that'll move things in the right direction. Okay, Jenny, you're so loved. Lots of love, darling. Bye for now. Oh, you God. Okay. Oh. I am shuffling them, but you got the same card as previous, the Koi Spirit. There is always enough. This message that comes through for us all about there's always enough is when we have energy where we focus on scarcity, or even like a poverty mentality, then we put out a vibration out there generally. Jenny, this is just a general one now, helpful for everybody else really. And so therefore energy flows where our intention goes. So we get kind of more of that. The universe delivers more of that because that's what we're focused on. Whereas if we can change that into an abundance mentality, that okay, so I'm feeling scarcity or poverty at the moment, or in emotions or health or wealth or whatever, but I'm also inviting in abundance in this area, an easy abundance that I'm happily to notice arriving. That sort of thing. It starts to balance the energies and mix it up a little bit. So then we can make the step to really focus on all of the things that we do have in life that are amazing. We can walk, talk, sleep, eat. Make a Twitter yourself on YouTube. All those things to be grateful for. All right, sweetheart. Lots of love. Oh dear. Okay. So the next person I'd like to be of service to today is Patrick J. Patrick, you're over in Miami, so we know that the right Patrick has got another Patrick J later on today. So who's in a different part of the world. So Miami. Okay. Miami Patrick. Oh, okay. So Patrick, your higher self is extremely clear. You have a great ability to deal with a lot of things all at the same time. And they're coming in at you from so many different angles. But there's a request within your soul, and it's supplied by a silver light that goes to platinum. So the ray of light that's coming to you is silver and platinum. That's actually quite important. So on the rays of colour that I've mentioned a few times before, each colour vibrates at a certain rate. So if you think of our rainbow, and you've got the arcs, if you like, of the red and the orange and the yellow, all the way through to the violets and the purples. Scientists have measured each of these rays of colour that vibrate within a bandwidth of hertz, so many cycles per second. And red is the slowest one, so it has the least flexibility, so it's around at 450 hertz upwards. And each of the colours, as you go higher and higher, have more flexibility, have more movement, a faster rate. And so on the colour spectrum, we've got our browns, we've got black, and then we've got our browns and our coppers and red and orange, and as I said before, various colours all the way through to purple. And in the chakra system of the body, the purple would always be known as the crown. Now above that, you've actually got a white spectrum, then you have a silver, and then you have gold. So the silver is to do with the feminine side, and gold is often to do with the masculine side. So the ray that is coming into you is the silver, platinum, stainless steel, that kind of like chrome, that kind of color, if you can visualize or image that. And that ray is bringing a softer side. So your higher self is saying you can accommodate a lot of the masculinity, the thought forms, the plans, the crossing the T's and dotting the I's, the minutiae information and the big ideas. But the softer side of you is asking for you to dwell in that place of the softer side of you, that inner landscape of you that you know is there, you know is in your belly, is in your heart, that needs a softer life right now. You need to make space, please. Your higher self is very, very clear about this. It's asking you to make a softer space. So it's a bit like the choice of, do you sit in the kitchen harder chair, or do you sit in the squishy chair? Some things, activities require us to be in the harder chair, and some activities are asking for the softer chair. Your life right now, your higher self is saying you want softer people around you, you want softer, more gentle environments around you, things that your environment invites you, therefore, into a softer place within. The reason it's asking for that is the pace of life. So the softer people, the softer environments, this colour of silver, it's like nighttime, it's like the moonlight instead of the sunshine. We need both in equal measure to get pure balance in our life. And the softer side is trying to knock at your door and get your attention to find out what's fun and easy and lovely about the softer, more gentle folk in life and the softer, more gentle lifestyle. It just needs to be incorporated so that you can retrieve your balance, your harmony, as opposed to feeling driven to supply. The masculine side's brilliant. You can do it like so easy, and you like that, and you like that sense of achievement of providing that. It's easy in many ways, but it's going to get even better, that side, if you can dwell in your silver rays of moonlight. Okay, hope that's helpful for you, Patrick. And here we go for your card. You have, honestly, it's like, there's loads of cards in this deck, and we just seem to have had 4 during this whole readings of many more than 4. Number 57, we have Squirrel Spirit back, and it is believe in yourself. Self-belief is a marvelous thing to increase in any heart, in any mind. And I think we've just highlighted the way for you to grow that further in yourself. And your second card, which fell out the pack at the same time, is number 49, and it's Rabbit Spirit. And now is the lucky time. Your higher self is saying, now come on, believe in that. I've got a bit of an Auntie Carol voice that's coming through at the moment, Patrick. And I say, now come on, you need to believe in that. It's like some people who've passed over have come through to say, come on, now, buck up. The veil's very thin today between the living in physical form and the living in spirit form. So you've got ancestors coming through at the moment. I feel I feel like it's one removed, like anti-type spirit. Buck up and remember this. Please remember this. This is very, very important, that now is a lucky time. Believe in your own luck, and let's see what happens with that. But accept the feminine. Your feminine heart's trying to come through and soften things, soften those edges, make it a bit more comfy, rather than always having to be direct. See what the meandering stream gives you, rather than the waterfall. Okay, lots of love. Hope that helps. Okay, I'm connecting in with Leslie L next. This is for Leslie L. Okay, let's see what your higher self's coming through with. Wow, as your higher self is in a zone of its own at the moment. It's like I've got soft, gentle music, I've got dancing gently, I've got voices on the outer edges of our awareness, and everything's asking you to enjoy this quieter, more gentle, slower pace. Adapting. So this is about you adapting to change. There's going to be times for the parties, for the everything else that you absolutely adore and love soon, but this is about enjoying and adapting to the quieter, more gentle tones of life. So your higher self is saying, find the joy in it. Find as much joy in these quieter tones, these pastel shades, as opposed to the full-on loud everything else that normally goes on. There's definitely some spiritual practices that you can be doing right now, some more meditation, lucid dreaming, the dedication to spiritual time. So it's asking you to dance with the rhythm of life that is being provided for you right now, rather than the pattern that was before. So now is a time to just delve into the bubbles of water as opposed to the depths of the ocean. Now's the time to have fluffy fun, lighter laughter, more of a serenity type feel to it. So meditation, softer music, gentler times, water that's running. If you're washing your hands under the tap or something, and we'd switch on the tap full, and it'd be like coming through to do it. It's like, actually, how about a little bit of it so it trickles through, so you can leave your hands under there and almost like meditate on general everyday things, like how does that feel compared to the full rush of the tap and quick to do to get off to the next thing. How about we just stay there in that moment, stay there to feel the water, really connecting with that water. Mindfulness, that's the one. It's all about mindfulness. It's like bringing your mind into that present moment and enjoying that, rather than focusing on all the things you're missing. Okay, so there's a sadness and there's a bit of like, going on with that, which needs accommodating and definitely needs to be included, which you have done. But the next step up the way out of that is to include all of these beautiful, normal, everyday things that we take for granted as an amazing thing to have. And wow, lucky are we to have water running out of our tap. Do you know, I'm always going on about that, but I think some of my family think I'm bonkers. I mean, I know it's bonkers in some other ways, but just like, I just love it. I must have had so many lives where I didn't have water on the tap, because it's like, I still love, and warm water as well. Don't you get that? It's like, oh my God, I've got warm water out the tap, on tap. It's just so, I'm so grateful for that. So the mindfulness practice is coming forward for you to be really generous to yourself, Allow yourself to really receive those beautiful, generous things that you do for other people all the time, for yourself. It's like, be generous of thoughts, be generous of really noticing what you really love in everyday life, and allowing your generosity of spirit, your thankfulness, your love that's totally there in gorgeous abundance to be received by you, for you. It's all there, and that's a nice step forward for this next part of time. Okay, Lisa, I hope that makes some sense. Let me know. You have to scroll down underneath past all the videos to leave comments and stuff, but you'll find it. You've got Rhino Spirit. That's a new one for today, number 50. There you go. And it's a card saying you can overcome any obstacle you like. You can overcome that. Okay, so, but it feels, it's funny that rhinos come up just to sort of, give you that power of message. You can do this, you can overcome any obstacle that you set your mind to. You can anyway, you're really strong. But it's just a time to be gentle and really relish the basics of life, and the fluffy side and the bubbly side of life, the softer, gentler side. So I've got Wasp again saying you've overcome the stings of life, you've overcome those, and move on to the softer, more gentle. I'm getting like white fluffy clouds rather than storms, and gentle fluffy duvets rather than harsh materials, that sort of thing. And last but not least for you, Les, is number 40, Mouse Spirit. Yeah, it is. It's saying tend to the small things. It's the regular, normal things we have in our life. That's lovely, isn't it? Okay. I hope that was useful, sweetheart. I've come to the end of my readings for today, and I'll do some more shortly. Okay, everyone. Soul to soul. Have a fab time. Lots of love. Bye for now.